This series is an invitation to think deeper about what community readiness really means. It is also a call to action for public health leaders, community health workers, emergency preparedness partners, faith leaders, educators, youth mentors, and residents who believe that healing and preparedness must go hand in hand. My name is Dr. Ali A.B.Y. Muhammad, Executive Director and Principal Investigator with CHW Workforce Development, Inc. Today, I am presenting on community readiness as freedom practice, focusing on CERT training, trauma-informed care, historical trauma, and resource acquisition in Black American communities. This presentation is based on a paper that examines how preparedness is not only about disaster response. Preparedness is also about healing, education, youth protection, addiction recovery, leadership, and self-governance. Part 2. Why this topic matters. Community readiness is often discussed when we talk about emergencies, disasters, violence prevention, or public health response. But for Black American communities, readiness must also be understood through history. Our communities have experienced slavery, racial violence, economic exclusion, educational barriers, substance use disparities, and community violence. Yet even with these challenges, Black American communities have continued to show resilience, leadership, faith, creativity, and survival. The question is, how do we move from survival into organized readiness, ownership, and self-governance? Part 3, main purpose of the paper. The purpose of this paper is to show that community readiness must include more than emergency supplies or response plans. True readiness includes healing from trauma, educating residents, protecting youth, addressing addiction, building leadership, acquiring resources, preparing communities to govern and protect themselves. This work is not about blaming the community. It is about understanding what has happened historically and building a practical pathway forward. Part 4, historical trauma and the legacy of slavery. The historical experience of slavery denied Black people freedom, literacy, family stability, land ownership, political power, and self-determination. The harm did not end with emancipation. It continued through racial terror, Jim Crow, housing discrimination, educational inequality, mass incarceration, and economic exclusion. A trauma-informed lens asks, what happened to this community, rather than what is wrong with this community? That question is important because it moves us away from blame and toward healing, accountability, and action. Part 5, Stockholm Syndrome, Appeasement, and Fear of Freedom. In the paper, I discuss the term Stockholm Syndrome carefully. I do not use it as a diagnosis or as a label for Black American communities. Instead, I use it as a way to discuss trauma bonding, appeasement, dependency, and survival adaptation under long-term oppressive systems. Sometimes people may appear passive, afraid, or hesitant to lead. But when we look through history, we see that open resistance was often punished. The fear of freedom is not a fear of dignity. It is often a fear of the cost of freedom. Freedom requires planning, resources, literacy, discipline, leadership, and collective trust. That is why community readiness and trauma-informed training are so important. Part 6, Addiction, Criminalization, and Education. Substance use disorder must be understood as both a public health issue and a trauma issue. Addiction is often connected to grief, untreated trauma, poverty, homelessness, incarceration, family disruption, and lack of opportunity. A trauma-informed readiness model does not shame people with addiction. It builds support through prevention, harm reduction, treatment referral, recovery coaching, Narcan training, mental health first aid, and re-entry support. Education is also central to freedom. A community that cannot read systems cannot change systems. That means readiness must include civic literacy, health literacy, emergency literacy, financial literacy, and grant literacy. Part 7. Youth, violence, racial violence, and trauma exposure. Youth violence is not caused by one single factor. It is shaped by trauma, family stress, poverty, peer conflict, school climate, lack of safe recreation, substance use, and limited opportunity. A trauma-informed community does not treat youth as problems to be controlled. It treats youth as leaders to be protected, trained, mentored, and included. CERT-style youth preparedness programs can help young people build discipline, teamwork, communication, situational awareness, and service identity. When youth are given meaningful roles, they become protectors, builders, and future leaders. I welcome questions, partnerships, and discussion on how we can bring this model into real community practice. This concludes Part 1. Thank you.